Alright, second part, exterior. Number one thing to start right now is with the engine. The engine, after lots of trial and error, is running alright. For my quality, for my standards, alright. I still have this side, the number one intake valve is ticking, it's pinging on me. I just replaced the rocker arm and the push rod. So maybe when they fully seat together and, how should I say, mate in sense, when they mate to each other's surfaces, maybe the sound will go away. But if after a couple of miles it doesn't, then I'll have to look into that again. But for now, everything's tuned in sense. The thing I'm going to have to do soon is that the carburetor choke in there, the choke was working fine until recently. Now that it's sticking. So I would turn the car on, it would idle high like it's supposed to warm up the engine, and it would just keep idling. And the only way for me to stop the idling is it's a bunny. Oh, that's why I love this place. There's the wildlife. There's a speed shop literally right in front of the house. Highway's right there, so I see some really nice cars. And it's a calm neighborhood. Anyways, back to the subject. Choke, it's sticking. I'm gonna have to open up the choke and then grease it up again so it can stop sticking, because having to manually hit the choke so it can stop the high idle, it's getting pretty annoying. I'm gonna have to check out the AC pump, see why it's not connected. I'm gonna have to test it somehow, or find somebody to test it for me, because when I bought the car it wasn't connected, so I'm gonna assume that something's wrong with it. The alternator, it's charging, but it's not charging high enough for standards. Like if I want to add like a new radio with a subwoofer or something, then I'm gonna have to probably change out the alternator, because it's not generating enough amperage to keep those things running. Like a modern radio with maybe 2 or 3 speakers, it'll run it alright. But with a subwoofer and an amplifier, that's not gonna do. In here I have new battery, new hoses, new thermostat, which was total bitch to take out because of this one screw right here. New radiator cap, coolant. I'm gonna have to replace the radiator because it's looking pretty shit. New air filter, new carburetor filter, new spark plugs. Not much really done here. It's all the internals that I've been working on, trying to tune the car and get it right. I did a radiator flush, I did an oil flush, and I took off the oil pan, which was also a bitch to take out. I spent literally the whole day taking out an oil pan. I cleaned it out, made it look spotless. I found some broken timing chain cover in the oil pan, which is a sign that maybe the timing chain was replaced and nobody bothered to take out all the things that fell on the ground, or maybe it's just breaking, I don't know. But the engine is gonna last a while, I hope. Yeah, hoses replaced for the windshield wiper, fluid. And the fun thing about this car is you can't see the nozzles, but the nozzles for the wiper fluid are actually, well, I can't even find them now, but there's one right there. You see that dot? That's one, and the other one is somewhere, but I'll find it one day. The windshield wiper motor blade things, I have those in the car. This is just the motor, so if I had turned on the windshield, it's gonna spin, but without any windshields wipers. I need an antenna for the radio, and because if water falls in here and it stays, there's a possibility that this can rust, so that's bad. I'm gonna have to get an antenna. They're pretty cheap, they're $10 each for a brand new repo set. So I'll just swing for one of those. In the front, I am missing stuff, as you can tell. The grill came with the car, but it has a small missing piece in it, so I'm gonna just have to find some sort of way to fix that, or just leave it like that. You know, it's just gonna be a driver car. I don't want a show car. The front bumper didn't come with the car, but over there you can see it in the corner in the messy garage. I bought that, and that is gonna be sanded down and painted with body color. See right there, that's the bumper mount. I need to buy patches and patch that in. I could, technically speaking, install the bumper now, but that wouldn't really be the correct way to do it, in the sense that if this rusts out on the highway and that bumper falls, that's gonna be catastrophic. You can see here that this wiring is still original. Right here it says Ford Motor Co. FOMOCO, the sticker and all that. So this is original wiring. That's kind of scary to think. I need the lower valance, parking lights. I have this cover right there. There's a cover that goes here. I have that. For the car to be drivable, I need new wheels. I've already been over this in other videos. These wheels, they're new but they're old. They were new at the time, but they haven't been used and they're dry rotted. So I could use this to transport the car around, but I don't trust these wheels on the highway. Definitely don't. Down here, everything looks pretty solid for that, which is, it's actually not rust or a rust hole. It's just the fender mounting. What is that? Yeah, it is the fender mounting. How would I call this? Bracket, maybe, or the screw. It's this right here. So it's this under there, the screw or whatever. Body wise, it's pretty straight. It's extremely straight, actually. It's a pretty straight car, no accidents. That painted it because it was some bare metal, so it wouldn't rust out on me. We have some rust right here, which is in the door, and I attribute that to having no weather stripping. So water fell in there, it rusted out the door. So I could just, if I wanted to, I could take that off right now with my fingers, because that's how brittle it is. Somebody tried to do some amateur body work on it, and I can see the sanding here. So, yo, you can see it right here too. So the person I bought this car from was having it quote unquote restored. And let's say the guy who was doing it has a pretty shady history going on, and that's why I bought the car. I'll give that story another time, but just know that there's some very, very amateur bodywork going on here. Like, there's Bondo on rust. You can see it on the wheel wells right there. Bondo on rust. You can see the sanding, scruff marks right here. We have this right here. This is purely aesthetic. It looks cool, for me at least. So I'm just gonna paint that over. The wheel wells for now, they're very, very clean and straight. They have factory undercoated still on them, so they're not rusted. The only rust is in the lower panel, and I attribute that to probably maybe mud getting stuck there, and car was parked and nobody ever bothered to take the mud out. There's some dumb thing like that. Something that has to do with water going from the wheels to there. I'm also missing this, the tail light housings, so I'm gonna have to buy a set of those. Is the trunk is what I have. I have hubcaps, which I will be using those with new used wheels. Yeah, with used new wheels or new used wheels. Point is, I'm buying secondhand tires, secondhand tires, and I'm gonna mount them on the Steelies I have right now to put the hubcaps on, so to save money to buy actual good wheels. There's the cover for the horn. I took that off so I could get at the metal part, but you see right there, that's the grime I was talking about. It needs to be cleaned. So I'm gonna clean this, and those are the armrests. I'm gonna clean those, and I'm gonna mount them on again. These are the windshield wipers. They're in fairly good condition, at least. This one seems to be repo, since it's kind of satin chrome, and this one seems to be original since it's shiny chrome. I have to buy new blades because the blades are obviously shot. They're the floor sills, the radio, which is hiding here in the trunk. This is the bulb for the side marker lights. I have every single bulb in the car I've bought new. Why take the chance of it burning out on the street? See right there, that, and down there you see the amateur bodywork that was done with the patches. Here they started, but they didn't finish it. It still needs some bodywork, but it's a solid car for now. Have a new gas tank. Ow. Have a new gas tank. Installed that. The old one was completely shot. And it's just extra insurance to replace the gas tank anyways. You see there, missing the bumper. Have old plates on it that don't even are expired plates. I just have it on. Just, you never know if I'm gonna have to hoon. You didn't hear from me. Nah, yeah. Other than that, same story over here. Bit of rust on the door. Body straight. Wheel wells need work. It's good. It's a great starting car actually for the price point which I got it, which was $34,000 with delivery to my house. It was a nice price for the amount of car I got. Sure, I invested at least $800 just in parts, not even counting my own days of labor. But it's labor of love. What can I say? Another thing that I want to get an upgrade fast is shocks, because you can see this. Car just bounces. And of course I'm gonna remove that because that's stupid. Keep thinking saying I'm gonna remove it, but I don't. This, put it on, put some new caulk in it so it wouldn't leak into the windshield. Have all the lettering. I found that in the trunk. Excuse me. Actually, I found the lettering in the seat. So the rats took it, put it in the seat, forgot about it. Funny, right? So all I can say really. Solid car, and I hope to have it finished by August. Why August? You'll have to see to find out. But by August, I hope to have this car not done, because you're never done with these cars, but have it drivable and decent looking. Alright, this is Silver clocking out. Peace. Whoops.